Today we are going to learn how to simplify square roots. This is review for most of you, and please recall that our list of perfect squares include 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, etc. Right? Most of you have that in your notes from middle of March when we were meeting there. We're going to start with simplifying square roots by using the product property of square roots. So for example, if we have to simplify the square root of 24, we need to find the biggest perfect square that is a factor of 24. 4 is a factor of 24, and it goes into 24 6 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this square root into the square root of 4 times 6, which then the product property of square roots basically says if you're multiplying within a square root, you can split that multiplication into the product of 2 square roots. We can write that as the square root of 4 times the square root of 6, which ultimately simplifies to 2 square roots of 6, since the square root of 4 is 2. Right? And that would be our simplified expression. Let's try another one. How about the square root of 98? Okay, so you're looking for the biggest perfect square that goes into 98. So you can take a calculator out here and say, okay, 81, does 81 go into 98? And you would divide 98 by 81, and you would get a remainder. So no, that is not a factor of 98. Work up the list. 64 would be the next perfect square. Does 64 go into 98? No, it is not a factor of 98. The next one is 49. Does 49 go into 98? Okay, so we're gonna, right, and we're referencing our perfect squares over here. So a lot of you have this list continued. 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, etc. Right, so the square root of 98 can be written as the square root of 49 times 2. 49 times 2 is 98. So we're going to split that into the square root of 49 times the square root of 2, which ultimately becomes 7 square roots of 2, since the square root of 49 is 7. And that is our simplified expression there. All right, I'm going to put one on the board here or on the screen, and I'm going to have you pause the video after I put it on, and I just want you to try it. So we're going to simplify the square root of 12. Go ahead and pause the video and try that one on your own, please. All right, to simplify the square root of 12, biggest perfect square that goes into 12 is 4. We can write that as the square root of 4 times 3, which is square root of 4 times the square root of 3, which is ultimately equal to 2 square roots of 3. That is the simplified expression there.